Hello and welcome to another episode of Open House, where we celebrate who we are and what we do as a community. Our guest today is no stranger to the Gettysburg area. Her name is Autumn Montgomery, and she is the founder of Wisdom Through Encouragement. So welcome, Autumn.
Thank you. It's glad to be here.
We are happy to have you. Yes. So go ahead and tell us now, if I understand correctly, you have been in the counseling business for many years.
Correct.
How many years have you been counseling?
Over 20 years.
Over 20 years.
Yes.
And you have started your own nonprofit counseling ministry.
Correct.
And how long have you been a private nonprofit?
I started the nonprofit in 2019, and we were fully up and running with the IRS June of 2020. So we are going on 3.5 years.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And if I remember correctly, a little bird told me that you had the grit and the courage to start this during COVID.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes.
I think what a time of all times to step out and make yourself available to people who are seeking counseling.
Thank you.
Yeah, life is life for all of us.
Absolutely, yes.
So then you specifically counsel with women and children, is that correct?
Correct, yes.
So what does that look like? What are the ages that the kids can start jumping in and seeking counseling services?
So I start with children ages 6 and I go up to age 17. So I do individual counseling with women and children ages 6 to 17. Even if the kiddos are younger, sometimes what I find is that we'll do parent counseling, like we'll talk with the parents about parental strategies and things that are happening within the home just to try to help them as a whole.
Mm-hmm. And where are you located?
So I am located in McSherrystown, Pennsylvania. I have an office at Life Discovery Church.
Okay. And what are your hours of running your nonprofit? How do we get in touch with you?
I do sessions Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I normally start around 9, and most of the time I end around 7:30 at night. And they can reach me through my website at wtehealing.org. They can reach me by email, amontgomery@wtehealing.org, or through the business phone, 717-850-3422.
Awesome. And if it's okay, I'm going to go ahead and ask, what prompted your heart to step out not only independently for yourself, but your heart behind why did you want to become a counselor, and specifically women and children?
Okay. So I think my heart has always been for women and children. It's just something that the Lord laid on my heart several years ago when He prompted me to start this nonprofit. I think at times when we go through certain life events, it leaves us feeling broken and lost. We oftentimes feel alone. And so my heart is, as well as kind of my mission, is to walk alongside of others and let them know that they are not alone. I want to empower them and help them find their own strength and their own healing, freedom, and wholeness.
That's awesome. I know, firsthand personally, and I think, again, a lot of us can say, you know what, I've been there. Maybe you're going through a situation right now and you're wondering, how do I navigate through this? I mean, it's almost like walking through a forest at night with sunglasses on.
Yes.
And you had mentioned about feeling alone. So what would your words of encouragement be to our listening audience? Maybe somebody who's listening right now, you're questioning, I'm nervous to take that first step. What if it's not a fit for me? So what would you say as words of encouragement to go ahead and take that first step?
Absolutely. So I also offer a free 15-minute consultation. So they can reach out, they can ask questions, kind of get to know me. I'm pretty much an open book. So that way they can determine if they do feel comfortable, if they do feel that it's an open fit. I try as well to, I think one of the biggest things as a counselor is, you want people to feel comfortable. You want people to feel safe because they are opening up some of the most vulnerable parts of their life. So, yes.
I love that you have a trial fit at the beginning. Again, in my personal life, I've had to take those steps where do I go? Who's going to help me navigate this? And it's not always a one size fits all. You know,
Correct.
you buy those Christmas sweaters, one size fits all, and we know that is not true of counseling. So, you know, I know that you're a nonprofit and you're getting your own business off the ground, but I also know your heart. So would you say, like, let's say somebody comes to you and it's not a fit. How would you then navigate that person?
Okay. I think it depends on what they're looking for specifically. I do not have a competitive heart. So I really would want to try to work with them and say, you know, what specifically are you looking for? Is it, you know, finances that are a hardship? You know, if you're looking for something that I don't necessarily specialize in, I will give out referrals to other counselors in the area that I know that may specialize or be more of a fit of what they're looking for.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So, you know, again, with trying to navigate who do I reach out to and taking those first steps, a lot of times too, people will say, well, I just don't have the money for that right now. What would you say to speak into that, again, to encourage somebody to take those first steps to reach out and not let money be the stopper?
Absolutely. So I certainly do not want money or finances to prevent someone from getting the help that they need or the healing that they need. So certainly reach out. I designate at least one fundraiser a year that goes specifically into a fund to help those that are not able to cover the full session fee. There are also local churches in the area that will sponsor individuals for counseling fees as well.
And I love how the churches are stepping up to do that.
Yes.
So then let me segue and sort of flip the script. You know, maybe you're somebody watching and you have the same heart as Autumn. I would love to help counsel or encourage, you know, women and children. What does that look like? How can they get involved with your specific nonprofit, Wisdom Through Encouragement?
So as far as getting involved, certainly, like I said, through donations, through fundraisers, they can reach out to me personally and find out what we have going on. At the time, I'm always open to help in any way, so they can always feel free to reach out.
Awesome. And then what do your fundraisers look like? I know you're just kind of still getting up and off the ground. You're still navigating that. Are you looking for maybe team members to give event ideas? Maybe you can expound a little bit on that.
Absolutely. So I've just recently started an event planning committee.
Okay.
Starting a nonprofit can be overwhelming when it's just one person, and so as it has grown, like that was one of the needs that we needed was an event planning committee. You know, someone to kind of just take the ball and go up and running and just generate ideas for nonprofits. You know, what's going to be beneficial, what's going to be helpful. So we do have one of those, and if anybody is interested in helping, please feel free to reach out.
Awesome. So I'm a fan of repeating myself. I teach,
Sure.
That's what we do as teachers. So to repeat myself, if somebody is watching and you would say, I want to give, but I missed the first part of this episode, how do they plug in? Is it through online? How do we donate to your organization?
So they can reach out to me specifically. They will have my contact information at the end of this episode. They can reach out through Facebook, Wisdom Through Encouragement. I have Venmo, I have PayPal. I also use Give Butter, which sounds like an odd name, but they specifically help with donations and things like that for local nonprofits and stuff. So,
Awesome. That's
yes.
great. I'm hopeful that our listening audience is going to catch your same heart because it's amazing. It's amazing. What would you say is the best part of your job?
For me, the best part of my job is watching the transformation of my clients, getting to see them find their strength and their joy again, and not allowing the things that they have walked through to hold them back.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Okay, and then, you know, as we sort of wrap things up here, do you have any final closing thoughts that you would want to speak to those who are listening today?
I think as far as closing, I want our audience to know that healing is possible, that freedom is possible, that no matter what you have walked through in life, you don't have to walk through it alone, that there is a grit inside of you, that there is an inner strength inside of you that you will find. Reach out so that someone can walk alongside of you and help you find that healing.
Those are great words of encouragement.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes. And thank you for joining us today on another episode of Open House. We're so glad you tuned in. Until next time, God bless.